What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color. Today I've got a very special video for you guys. I'm going to be showcasing one of my new favorite boutique labels. They're putting out some really great releases. I've really been enjoying their stuff lately. So we're going to talk about them today, do a little showcase of some of their recent releases. I actually got two brand new releases from them. And then I have two personal picks that I picked from their back catalog. And then I've also got a family pick that I've been watching with my kids recently. All kinds of great stuff, so make sure you stay to the end of the video and see what kind of good stuff is coming out from ClassicFlix. That's the name of the label. I talked about them briefly very recently, a couple weeks ago in a video, and I'm happy to announce since then I've been talking to them over email, and we have formed a partnership, and they're going to be sending me some new releases as they come out so I can keep you guys informed on what is coming out from what I think is a really solid boutique label. But we'll get more into the specifics as we go along. Like I said, I've got some brand new releases from them that just came out right here in my hands. So let's go ahead and jump in. Up first, we've got The Proud Rebel coming out from ClassicFlix. This is a very recent release, just came out in May of 2025, this year, just a couple months ago. And I'm especially excited to check out this one because it's directed by Michael Curtiz. And Michael Curtiz is one of my favorite directors, one of the most prolific directors I know of. The man can direct anything. He's got Casablanca, White Christmas. He's done Noirs with Mildred Pierce and The Breaking Point, King Creole, which I just watched recently and loved a lot. He's done a couple pre-code horror films that we enjoyed, Dr. X, Mystery of the Wax Museum, Captain Blood, Adventures of Robin Hood. He's done adventure films. He's done everything. The one thing I haven't seen from him yet is a Western, and this sounds like a really interesting Western about a father trying to take care of his son. His son is mute from a fire, an accident that took the life of his mother. He is an ex-Confederate soldier. He is, not his son, and he's traveling around the North trying to find a cure for his son. And as he's traveling around, of course, he has to deal with certain prejudices because he is a Southerner in the North in this time period, and he gets involved in a little bit of trouble and ends up in jail, and a spinster pays his bail, played by Olivia de Havilland, and he has to work that bail off on her farm, and I'm assuming a little bit of a romance forms there. Haven't seen the film yet, but I think it's a safe assumption. I can't wait to check it out. I love father-son movies. I've been watching several of them recently, starting back around Father's Day. I watched The Kid, which is one of my all-time favorites from Charlie Chaplin. I don't know if they released this around Father's Day on purpose, but if they did, it's perfect timing because I'm in the mood to watch it. I've also just been in the mood for Westerns lately. I've been watching some Anthony Mann Westerns, and I'm hoping for a similar feel to this. I don't know what to expect from a Michael Curtiz Western, but I'm sure it's great, and I can't wait to watch it. I have not seen a Michael Curtiz film that I haven't liked. If you don't know, ClassicFlix does very similar releases to Criterion. You've got your Scanavo case right here. Inside is your Blu-ray with some artwork behind the disc there, and on the back, a nice little write-up about the film with their color-coded backgrounds that they do. And then in here you can see all those are bonus features, which I'll read to you really quickly here. Audio commentary by Alan K. Rode, author of Michael Curtiz, A Life in Film. We've also got a new interview with Alan K. Rode and producer David Ladd, who's the son of Alan Ladd, who's the main character in the film. We've got an isolated music track that is mostly intact, and a restoration comparison. So quite a few little special features that ClassicFlix has put together for this classic film that I have not heard of. And that's kind of the common theme with ClassicFlix, is they are servicing films that nobody else is covering. I think a lot of the stuff they put out is the first time on Blu-ray, at least here in the States, maybe ever. And they also put out a lot of films from the 50s, 40s, and 30s, and even before that. So I like the focus on earlier parts of film history because Criterion does a little bit of that. Obviously, they have a lot of stuff from that period as well, but I feel like we need a little bit more focus on that earlier stuff. We have a lot of boutique labels that are focusing on more recent stuff. So I love the push for some classic flicks. Next up, we've got another 50s film, a 1954 noir called The Long Wait. And I got to apologize because I think at the beginning of the video I said this was another brand new release. It's not brand new. It came out just a couple years ago in 2023, but it is a 4K release. I think that's why I got confused thinking it was one of the newer ones. Not only do they put out Blu-ray releases, they've also started doing a few 4K releases. So this is going to be a double disc. You've got the 4K and the Blu-ray in there, both with artwork on the discs and then the artwork behind the discs as well. I recently talked about on the channel another 4K noir from ClassicFlix, I, the Jury. You can see Mickey Spillane's I, the Jury, the famous mystery novelist from this time period. He also wrote The Long Wait, so they've done two of his films in 4K. This is by the same company that put out I, the Jury, and also the same company that put out Kiss Me Deadly, which is a Criterion release, which Grace and I just watched last year in Noirvember for the first time. And it's a crazy one. I don't want to get too far into that one, but if you haven't seen Kiss Me Deadly, check that one out for sure this November. But The Long Wait, this is another bonkers plot. I was reading about it here. It's got a nice little write-up on the back. You can check that out on the website if you're interested, if you want a little bit more detail. But I'll go ahead and tell you, it is about a man who gets into a car accident towards the beginning of the film, completely loses his memory, has amnesia, trying to figure out who he is. Someone lets him know that they saw a photo of him. I don't remember exactly what city it was in, but it was far away. So he travels all the way there to get some answers, and it turns out that the photo was taken from a wanted poster, and he is actually the prime suspect for killing the DA and stealing $250,000. So now he has to, he's got himself into this mess, and now he's got to try to find his way out. I think he hooks up with an old flame from way back in the day because he thinks she can prove his innocence. It sounds crazy. I can't wait to check it out. This will definitely be in our Noirvember watch list this year because my wife, Grace, you guys know her, she loves noirs and she likes to watch as many noirs as we can in the month of November. So we're gonna pop this one in. We've got an audio commentary on here by Mike Hammer continuation writer Max Allan Collins. He wrote The Road to Perdition, and he's also a co-author of Spillane, King of Pulp Fiction. I'm sure that's gonna be a very informative commentary. And then we've also got image gallery with rare scene stills. So just a couple supplements on that disc, but another very cool release coming out from ClassicFlix. So that was a couple more recent releases. Now we're gonna get to two personal picks. I went through the back catalog of ClassicFlix and picked some that seemed very interesting to me personally. ClassicFlix was super generous and offered to let me have a few back catalogs to share with you guys. So we're gonna dive into Black Magic. I had never heard of this film. Stars Orson Welles. Orson Welles, obviously huge director, Citizen Kane, Magnificent Ambersons, but famously had a really hard time getting funding to direct films and had to do a lot of acting jobs just to pay the bills. This one specifically was a job that he took so he could pay for his version of Othello. So if you like his version of Othello, you got this movie to thank. He plays the lead in this film, Black Magic. As a kid, he watches his parents hung for being sorcerers, and he vows to get revenge someday. He follows in their footsteps, becomes a sorcerer of his own, and takes on the alter ego Cagliostro and goes around and wreaks havoc. He got a very villainous role, villainous performance here. He even gets mixed up in some crazy intrigue with Marie Antoinette. So, takes place in France. A lot of interesting, shady, like sideshow sorcerer, fortune teller kind of vibes, which I'm always down for. I really like that setting and aesthetic for a film. And I love Orson Welles. Sounds like a perfect role for him. Hopefully he gives a good performance in this. Hope the film is enjoyable. It's from 1949, a black and white film. It's also based on a novel by Alexandre Dumas, which I have been in the mood for lately because I just watched Criterion's Three Musketeers and Four Musketeers, easily the most famous Alexandre Dumas novel. This is another novel written by him called Joseph Balsamo, who is the main character that Orson Welles is playing. And it's a revisionist history kind of thing about an actual 18th century sorcerer named Cagliostro. I'm going to take the disc out here for a second because I want to show you this image of Orson Welles in his sorcerer getup right there. There he is, looking great. And there he is in the middle of a crowd. This one ticks a lot of boxes for me personally. I'm looking forward to checking that one out. And then the next one I've got here is called Zenobia. This is a little bit of an older film, 1939 this comes out. And you can see on the cover there, it stars Oliver Hardy, but not Stan Laurel. Stan Laurel was in the middle of a contract dispute at the time. Hardy, though, was still under contract, so Hal Roach paired him up with Harry Langdon, another comedic actor of the time. And this is kind of a circus film. You guys know me, that is another setting and aesthetic that I always appreciate in films. Some of my favorite films are circus films. You've got The Circus from Chaplin. You've got Yo-Yo from Pierre Atax, which is one of my new favorite films. Santa Sangre from Jodorowsky, also an incredible film. I don't know how much of this takes place in a circus, maybe none, but it is about a circus elephant named Zenobia who gets sick. She's taken to Dr. Tibbet, who is played by Hardy, and he cures her, but after that, she will not leave his side. She's following him everywhere, so comedy hijinks ensues. It is a comedy. His daughter's trying to get married, and Zenobia is causing problems. Things are getting out of hand. Sounds like a fun premise for a comedy from the 1930s. Like I said, Hal Roach is involved in producing. We've got Gordon Douglas directing, who directed several of the Our Gang shorts featuring the Little Rascals, another awesome release from ClassicFlix. Probably the most comprehensive release that they've done. Check out their Little Rascals release. It is tons of discs, complete collection of all of the Little Rascals shorts. I'm hoping for a similar feel from the comedy in this film. There's the comedy duo right there with Langdon and Hardy. Didn't last too long. Laurel obviously came back and they started doing films together, but this is a fun little artifact from this short little period in history. And lastly, we've got another comedy duo, famous comedy duo, Abbott and Costello in Jack and the Beanstalk. This is my family pick. I had to grab this one when I saw it on the site because my kids love this movie. I showed this to them a couple years ago back on TCM. My daughter especially, she's 4, really likes this movie. She loves Jack and the Beanstalk adaptations for some reason. She also liked the 1962 version, Jack the Giant Killer, which is more of like a Harryhausen adventure film. This one, though, is a very faithful, like, children's version of the fairy tale, which is a lot of fun. It's also basically Wizard of Oz. So it starts out with sepia tone in the beginning, and you have Abbott and Costello playing just normal guys trying to get jobs. They play a babysitter to this kid, and then he falls asleep, he has a dream, and then boom, we're in color. And this is actually Abbott and Costello's first color film. It looks great, by the way. It's a 4K scan of a 35mm print. Very happy with what the film looked like. It's also a musical, just like Wizard of Oz, and there's several catchy songs in there. Nothing amazing, but they're catchy enough songs for a family film. And then at the end, you find out that the characters in the story, or the actors in the story, are also in the real life. It's very Wizard of Oz. So if you like Wizard of Oz, this is more of a kid's version of Wizard of Oz. You've got Lou Costello playing like a 10-year-old boy as Jack, which is very funny. And you've also got Bud Abbott playing Mr. Dinklepuss, which you will hear screamed by Costello a million times in this film. It's funny every single time. But yeah, you know the story. Very basic. It is a Wizard of Oz clone with the Jack and the Beanstalk fairy tale spin on it, but you're not there for that. You're there for the comedy hijinks of Abbott and Costello. Particularly Costello. He's doing most of the comedy in this one. Mr. Dinklepuss is exactly what he sounds like. And this one particularly, not only did I watch it as soon as it came in, the day this got here in this package from ClassicFlix, I watched it that night with the kids. They loved it. But look at these bonus features. This is easily the most definitive version, the most comprehensive film that I picked up in this whole lot. So many bonus features that I have to run down here for you. It says newly restored feature introduction by Lou's youngest daughter, Chris Costello. We listened to that before we watched it. It was very sweet. This is like her favorite film that her father made, and she has very fond memories of taking the photos for the photo shoot and everything for this. There's a commentary by Abbott and Costello expert Ron Palumbo with recollections from Jack and the Beanstalk co-star David Stollery. Newly discovered footage of Abbott and Costello performing Who's on First from December 2nd, 1940. Imperfect Spectrum, a brief history of Cinecolor by Jack Thaxton, which is the color that was used in this. Climbing the Scales, the music of Jack and the Beanstalk. Beanstalk Ballyhoo by Ron Palumbo. And then you got a few other featurettes on there, some photo galleries, some publicity material galleries, anything you could want about this film. This is the definitive version of Jack and the Beanstalk. It's the 70th anniversary edition, and it is also a limited edition. They had another Abbott and Costello film, Africa Screams. That one sold out. That was another limited edition. It's not available anymore, so if you do have any interest in owning Jack and the Beanstalk on Blu-ray, I highly recommend you grab it before it sells out because it's limited and it won't be back in print. So there you go. There's 6 recent additions to my collection from ClassicFlix, some recommendations. Check out the website because they have a lot of other stuff there as well. These are ones that seemed interesting to me. I'll go ahead and add those to the stack of ClassicFlix releases that I already own. We got a little bit of a collection forming here from ClassicFlix, but like I said, they put out great releases, really nice looking restorations. They put a lot of work into their releases, and a lot of them have quite a few special features on there. So check them out if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the video was helpful to you. I'll talk to you in the comments down below as always. If you could, leave a like, leave a comment, share the video, hit subscribe. Let's try to give these little boutique labels a boost and spread the word if you can. I'd really appreciate it. I'll be back with more physical media content very soon, but until then, keep collecting.